Hey there! So today we are doing our first stream in Rust. Before that, I had a series of live streams about Phoenix Live View. This time we will try to make an actual app that I can use. This is something that I was looking for a rather long time now. One thing is that we have some apps like Spotify that allows you to stream music, but often you also have some local tracks that you want to use, and sometimes it's pretty hard to manage all of that. Another thing is that I also have large audio collection, and Spotify interface sucks a bit, especially if you have specific listening habits, like listening music by album, for example. So last time we looked at doing stuff with Phoenix Live View, we prototyped the interface, and today I want to see how far Rust ecosystem went in terms of playing audio. I also want to try the Rust library for connecting with Spotify, and if it works out, we can try to start building some kind of apps that will allow me to play back the local music I have or switch to Spotify streams when it's needed, and also eventually in the future we can try to take some of the interface ideas we explored and put it there. So without long ado, let's that's, by the way, the libraries we will be using. So there is a library called Rodeo for audio playback, and there is a library called RSpotify, which is supposed to work with Spotify player. I would imagine you can only play stuff from it when you actually have Spotify client installed, so probably it can just trigger playback there and allow you to manage the queue, hopefully. But for our purpose, it's sufficient. I don't have problems with how Spotify plays stuff, usually, though sometimes it also breaks in weird ways. The main problem is the interface and the local fast playback, so that should be sufficient. So let's start a new project. So here we can go and create a new project which we will call, I guess, oh yeah, I think I already had some experiments before that had this name. So yeah, let's just rename it, and let's just create a new project that we will call Music Box. And we, as usual, open Visual Studio Code. I don't want it to a whole screen thing for now. Do half screen because most likely we will we will need to do some stuff locally. Can you do that? Yes, move window to the left side of the screen. Thank you very much. I will also make the font a bit larger. Yeah, that should be sufficiently good, I think. Then there is one thing that I hate. We can just copy stuff from another project here. I don't like to use 4 spaces for tabs. It's a bit too much visual horizontal space wasted on that, in my opinion. I know that it's somewhat controversial thing, but I prefer to use two spaces for indentation, and I also enjoy a bit larger string length, which is also a bit controversial, but I enjoy doing it this way. So I have another project also in Rust, which should have the file we need. So yeah, you can see tab spaces, 2 max widths. Actually, I set it for 80, which is interesting. Normally it should be 100. And we have our main RS file. Formatting is not running for some reason. Let's try to see. Okay, that is interesting. I guess, yeah, because I had previous project with the same name, I guess it just tried to open thing. No, we don't want to update. No, we don't want to update Rust either. Okay, now it looks Does it actually work? Yeah, okay, now it works. So we should see hello world now, and we do. I guess first let's start to see the RSpotify thingy, if it actually works. So yeah, it's published in crates.io. Yeah, I would prefer to install it via just specifying in my cargo tom. Which version do we need? 0.10? Okay. And then we can try to build it again and see if it works. Of course, first this thing happens. Oh well, that's quite a bit of dependencies for connecting to a web API. I think that's one of the things that annoys me a bit about Rust, because since all the async stuff is in libraries, and those libraries do 10,000 other things, I think they use something like request, and sadly, the Python library with a similar name is really amazing because it's very lightweight. In this case, this monster has infinite number of dependencies, and now we just by adding this library, we already have 210 dependencies. This is so awful. Whoa. And like, why does it need all of that? It's like, once it's built, I want to run cargo tree and see what it does. Maybe I can remove some of the annoying options, because often you have like those feature flags. Maybe we can get rid of some of that bloat. Whoa. So like it has different versions and transitive dependencies. It has Tokyo. Like, I don't care about async stuff at all here. Like, we are not handling web requests here. We are playing one audio file at a time. So async stuff does not really apply much. I wonder if we can actually disable this. So let's do a quick investigation with source code here. Let's go to cargo tom and see what this stuff does. So it has async trait, request, default features, false, optional true. So request is optional, and I think UREC is a library that is minimal request library. I always wanted to try that. I haven't tried this library. It in principle should allow you to do requests without all the crazy Tokyo stuff. Also, don't get me wrong, I think Tokyo is really cool. It's just, it's cool when you write web servers, not when you write a desktop app, like in our case. Or a command line tool, which is actually what we are doing this time. So, some features are off by default. Okay, so this thing actually allows us to control that. How can we client request web browser so that it can be configured fine? So we don't really care about proxies. Feature. Yes. So if we do blocking, what will it do? Default blocking. Interesting. I don't really see that. I think, will it actually even work? So what's the syntax? I always forget it. Yeah, just version features blocking. So we do another rebuild. Okay, at least it seems to have good documentation. Oh, come on. Well, it still compiles Tokyo. How to switch to rec? Maybe it has some tests that allow you. I really wish it did like minimal dependencies by default. So let's go maybe examples or tests. So tests with all, no, not very many tests, I guess. So that is yes. Spotify me. I'm not sure how it actually does the requests. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's try to just use it and see if it even works. First of all. So what is the example? We can just copy that and see if it actually works. So, okay, good. So yeah, and we can make this stuff a bit shorter, stuff a bit bigger. Yeah. So Spotify default will be default where client ID, client secret, and then it does default. So in principle, if we execute that, we should see first of all our authentication error, right? So that should be our first one. If it builds. Oh yeah, of course. Let's first of all also, so like we can try to use anyhow, but I want to keep it simple for now, so I will just do that. We'll say result, yes, result, because otherwise it will have problem with cyclic reference to itself. So T and box to thank you. So we have a type alias for result now, and we can do this like that. Now it will say that this is not correct. Yes, which is of course absolutely true. We need to make it so. Then we can remove the where actually where does the here unwrap happens. So tracks, right? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop a bit. Okay. As a 400. This is interesting. I wonder what it does with the error. And it's also interesting because it even, I guess it only does connection when you, can we call it connect or something to make sure that connect? No. Let's try to do this, because first of all we need to see that, right, We'll do something like that. I really wonder if 400 is correct thing, right? 400 is HTTP status code. Like, I expect to see unauthorized thing. I'm getting 400, which is bad request. That doesn't make much sense to me. And also, of course, another thing that currently, if we can maybe file, let's do right, and another one will be. So what's the type of this thing? This is, I guess, from some kind of a crate, right? It's SRC. It's from failure. I haven't tried this error processing crate, so I don't know actually what it does. But let's see if we will get more sensible error message. Now, why I am obsessing so much about error messages? It is because when we start to write more complex stuff, that can be quite problematic if we get such error messages as we get right now. Okay, it seems that this thing is really convert result private user. Okay, that's a different thing. Now, so we get a lot of stuff here. I can maybe actually make it a bit cleaner if I switch to Zen. Yeah. So in principle, we should fail here. What? Does this failure thing do some kind of catching? I guess it does, because it just do unwrap on that. And then this, in principle, should be response. Yeah, okay, error processing doesn't look that good. Maybe we can downcast from this thing somehow. I don't really know. It just looks a bit fishy to me. But fine, let's try to actually log in and see if we can make it work for now. Guess we'll need to leave it at. So we will need to generate since all methods require user authorization, now you will need to generate an authorization token that indicates that the user has granted permission for your application to perform the given task. You will need to register your app to get credentials necessary to make authorized call. You need to specify one. It doesn't need to work with this, so you can just specify this. So you just need to copy from your browser and paste it to the console where your application is running. For example, what is? So he goes here, login with Facebook. He gets code. Okay, that stuff I will obviously do on the second screen. So how with temporary, you guys could test with the account ID, check out for more details. Oh wow, that is fancy. So we can just like take the environment file, but then we won't be able to actually see what you're doing. So I'm now going to my Spotify stuff, and I'm trying to find the Of course, it sends me to a German page. Note for the developers: if you're building a website that has multiple interfaces, please always have a nice chooser of language. Like, you don't know which language your users actually speak. I speak German enough to navigate it, but still it's a bit slower for me than using it in English, which is quite annoying when you're streaming, for example. So, apps. They have funny thing called apps, and he recommended we go to user. So he logs in, then blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, oh yeah, developers. So explore audio features, audio playback. They actually have really cool, I need to show it. They actually have really cool page for developers. Okay, fancy layout going on here. It's probably back at new player and Spotify with local playback controls. Stream music, like really. Another recommendation: using dots in sentences usually helps. Period. Sorry. How to? Yeah, I'm very excited to hear from you too. The question is, how the hell can I be reference? So, okay, how do I get the freaking token? Albums, browse, like authority. Okay, maybe support, discover, console. Eh? Okay, I guess we are going for the how to register an app on Spotify. Yes. Okay, that sounds better. So you need to go to dashboard, and then you need to log in, and then you, wow, and it gives you a bunch of legalist stuff, of course, and then you need to accept the terms. I may have just relinquished my soul to the devil. I have absolutely no clue. Oh god. Okay, this stuff is hilariously interesting. So, what is that? My new app, my side project, my next home run. It looks so funny. It's like, oh. Sorry, it's like I know that sometimes my stream feels like branch of Grumpy website. There is this cool website, which is, yes, from one cool guy who does Clojure, and he also writes about user interfaces. So he talks about all kinds of fuck ups in especially web apps, and I just cannot not notice this. So let's create an app. Now I'm also switching to another screen because it probably will show me some magical secret information. How do we call the app? We call it Music Box. By the way, they make you click on a little thing that says that you need to get permission from Spotify before using it for commercial purposes. So, well, okay, I got the client ID thing and I got the client secret, I guess. So, Spotify and resurrect. So I will go to another terminal and just do quick save of that in the local environment thing. So let's do vim env as well. And then I just copy his example. So RSpotify client is desktop here. And then we have RSpotify client secret. Yes, this is one thing. And then we have RSpotify redirect your URI. And this is interesting because I'm not sure. It didn't actually ask me for that. But okay, so we have our environment file. And how does he actually connects to that? So he copies this in here, and then what does he do? Okay. Default. I guess maybe we can find some example on how to actually log in. So from env. Okay, there. So like missing documentation is here now. From client specify. I'm not sure. Oops. Let's do specify. Whoa. Maybe. Nope. Nah. Will it kill me? Of course, it's outdated. Who could have thought? Clients credentials. Maybe it's some kind of feature craziness. I'm really not sure. So let's look at the magical cargo terminal file again. Like env something, dotenv. And dotenv is I guess we need to just add it to features. Okay. Now I just return it back to check if it compiles. Right? Are you happy? Yeah, default, I guess. Yeah. So here, take login and file. Let's try to rebuild it. This it doesn't have this feature. Maybe I'm dumb, and maybe we need to write something different. RSpotify. dotenv. Okay. Nope. Which features does it have? I guess we can. Why? It specifies. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's not available on version 10. Splendid. Okay. I guess. Okay, nice. We cannot see which code we actually have that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's try maybe to navigate it here. So reveal in Finder. Yeah. So here it goes. We can see actual codes that we have now. Package, example, 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 example. Oh man. Okay. Dependencies. Derive, chrono, env, dotenv, dotenv without slash. Okay. Will it build? No. That is sad. So okay, let's remove .env for now. Let's just say, maybe we can just take the thing, so .env version 0.13, right? Will it be happy now? It seems so. Can we... Can we try it again now? So specify either ors. So no. Specify client credentials. Nope. Okay, let's see this .env create for Rust. Achtung! Expect bugs and issues all around. That is already a very nice intro for us, obviously. It's highly encouraged. Just close the line we need as provided. This application starts. So you write this, and then you say .env, and then you can all the variables, right? Okay. Let's just do it manually then. Use as .env. Maybe there is some kind of like, I don't know, create implementation. Nope. Spotify was token info. Okay. This dotenv thing then should do dotenv. Okay. Actually, it should always return result, right? Okay, good. Okay. Oh, here the stuff because I want standard crates to be here and also dependencies here. Okay, now it works. So why don't you like it? The trait is not required. Sure. I want it to whatever. Okay, so for key and value in environment vars, we only want to actually print stuff that is keys, not values. So I want to do it in debug mode so I can actually see what happens here. Oops, I should have done cargo run actually. Okay, that is beautiful. So we got a whole bunch of things in our environment now. I wonder, that returns vars, and vars is an iterator over a snapshot of variables. Okay, cool. Can we convert this thing into a hash map? Or maybe collect. Let's collect it into, I don't know, even vector actually is fine for our purposes. What will be the type of this thing? It will be string to string. So we can then, oh, and the is it, yeah, it's vector of 2. I wonder if that will actually work. You. So then, in principle, we should just testing if that still works. Did it? Yeah, okay, it still got all the stuff we need. So we can try to take stuff that we need. So let's take it default, sure, and then we can set client ID, which will be vars just get. Oh yeah, let's make it properly then. So client ID will be the thing that we get from nvars. We get it as key. It's called RSpotify something, right? Spotify client ID. We then need to do some error, right? So we can say missing did it work? I guess. So we got client ID, and then we need to get client secret. So let's see. I guess we don't actually need into. I think even if we just return string is already it has implementation of error anyways, so should be fine. Spilled a bit of water. And now we're getting unauthorized. So, I guess now I understand why it was returning this stupid error before, why it was showing that it's 400 byte request. Because it was just not checking that we even passed credentials, it was forming some URL and sending to Spotify, and Spotify was like, not a good idea. So, this is what we'll try and... Oh yeah, I just made client secret, client secret. Yeah, I really want to add word to this dictionary. Yes. Okay. I really wonder. So first of all, I will now quickly check my end file to make sure that it actually reads stuff from there correctly. So I will just change ID to call it ID2. Now I will try to run it again. It should in principle failed before with the error I created. Yeah, missing. Okay, so it uses that. That we know now. This is good. Still get unauthorized. Localhost. Okay. Nothing happens. That is interesting. So I just added, as per his recommendation, added this magical resurrect thing, right? I really wonder how he even gets this stuff. At least for me, the authentication doesn't really work, which is pretty sad. Hmm. Okay, I guess we need to first check the documentation for Spotify itself. Maybe I'm missing something. So Spotify application authentication something. Oh, okay, authorization guide. Server client resource. So let's say they just do everything manually. Spotify account for authorization flows. So we need to client ID and client secret. Then is user. Okay. So authorization code requires secret key, access token refresh, client credential. So like this is just typical OS too. I really wonder because here it doesn't tell anything to us about what actually goes wrong. This is pretty sad stuff because then we have no clue how to fix it, right? If you just get unauthorized stuff, it's not very helpful. I'm thinking how much sense it makes for us to continue trying this library. It doesn't seem to be that good, to be honest. Like all the bindings to the APIs, they of course sound nice, and like all the parsing automatically, but we don't need that much stuff. We generally just need to like add and remove tracks to a queue. And like there's no documentation for how to properly actually authorize. I don't know, let's give it a bit more of a chance and try to see. Maybe it has better documentation here. So features, getting started, blah blah blah. Login, examples. Yes, please show me the actual documentation. No, it doesn't. Okay. Is it RSpotify? So, okay. Client API. Client. What we are using? We're using this Spotify client credentials thing. Maybe we need to use Spotify. Okay. So there is no documentation. Then we pass it to Spotify default. So here we create a Spotify client. Spotify client credentials. Client secret. So can we maybe try to do get access token thing with it? So this is here client credentials. Oh, yes, it should be plural actually. Client credentials. Can we get access token? Should return a string. Let's use it. Yeah, it's always a string. Okay. I guess if you get my if I accidentally show my access token, it's not a big deal. Let's see. Come on. Okay, so it gets the access token. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I now understand what happens. I guess I get my access token for the app, but now I also need to get it for the user, right? So I need to somehow authorize it. To do that, I think in Spotify documentation, so there are like those grants, what we get in authorized access. I think implicit grant flow was the easiest from all the two things You do not need any server-side rate limits for request. Okay, and if I have I guess one thing, first of all, if we are doing we can first see if everything really works while committing this code, because then we just get like a track list from Birdie, right? So we can see if it works, if it doesn't work. And by the way, I can stop printing my access token every time. Does it look... Oh yeah, there is, by the way, this nice trick for returning pretty printed output instead of this like complete mesh. So yeah, that looks better. So we get some stuff here. We get full tracks, simple album, artist, name Birdie. Okay, good. Okay, I want to try one thing. So artist. Actually, how can we search for an artist? Get a list of categories. Get an artist. Oops. I wonder if it works here. Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, get several albums, get an artist, related artist, check current user, follow artist, get a track, get show, episode, search artist. Yay! Of course, you can try. Example doesn't exist anymore, so maybe they have like search something. Search for item. Okay, good. The search query type. Okay, let's try to first find them under glass. I want to check how it works with Unicode. So everything should be good, but the last query. It takes Spotify search. So the search query. I think it was like that. I may be completely mixing it up. No, correct. Okay. Then we get type, which should be search type. Of course, it is the same. Right. Search type, artist. Then we get limit. So 10, 0, none. Let's see. Artist. and we can then do spark println. So using the same magical syntax, oops, extend up a bit, we can take it like that. We can comment this out, and we should be able to run this. So we got it. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's try to again do the user authorization. We now know that at least it works for the stuff that we did, but we now need somehow to make it work with actually my account. So I get unauthorized, and I'm trying to figure out how to actually authorize. So maybe he has some kind of example here. So yeah, I should stop saying here all the time. So maybe this, always tokens, sounds promising. So prompt for user token. Oh, that's actually a really nice touch. So yeah, I guess let's take all of that. Playlist, read, private. Okay. So yeah, let's take all the possible scopes. Sounds nice. Since it's the private thing for myself, I don't actually care about requesting as much of those things as possible. Okay. Why does it take a tuple or what? Sounds cool. Interesting. We do the build, it should get Spotify auth, and now we can try to do the next thing. So the credentials, can I do all those? Credentials. Maybe I can set it here. Get access to count owned. Oh man. It's also slightly different interfaces for what we're trying to do, right? So SharePoint, okay. Credentials of Spotify builder. So access token. That's weird. Prompt for user token. I wonder if this thing even still exists. So I guess we need to say bye-bye to the blocking client, which is pretty sad. Also, I really wonder if that is still working, this example. Let's first search and see if that magical method still exists. Oh, come on, no, please. Just go back, yes. I guess it's no longer here. So state, scope, refresh, proxy, parse, response code, get authorized, find secret. Session, cache. And parameters. So RSpotify util get token, process token, request token. Option token info. Process tokens out cache. Okay. I'm not sure how to actually use this. Redirect your client secret. Oh yeah, we also need to use the redirect URL, right? So I wonder if I actually put it in my magical file. I'm not so sure. I'll just do the terminal thing again. Another tab. Sorry about that. So yeah, actually I did it. So just and let's just add it here. So let's redirect parse get or missing. Okay, and then secret. Nope, not here. Maybe here. Yep. I should probably even move it a bit up. And then I wonder if we will get any kind of action now. Yeah, we actually, oh shit, I'm dumb. We don't use always for anything, right? So nothing will happen because I still didn't find how to actually use this thing. So if I do this always, can I do anything? State ref proxy parse response is given, okay. To authorize this app, yes, thank you. None, I guess. Not sure. Say none. Let authorize URL. Then let's just print this in for now. Please here. So now I want to just comment the stuff out, and hopefully we can run it. Client ID. Sure. Okay. Oh man, we need to do the same thing again. So client ID, client secret. Will it be happy now? Probably I will also make it a bit smaller so that it's not all visible. Yes, I want. Invalid redirect URL. What? I'm trying to see. So I understand now. So I needed to write HTTP local host there, I think, right? Let's save it. And we can try it again then. Yay! We got it. We got to the point where we can see all the scopes that I requested. Yay! I will agree. And then we get the magical code and state. And what do we need to do then with that? So for now I will just put the code here and state. Okay. I'm like really trying hard right now. Yeah, by the way, in case you just join in, what we are doing, we are trying RSpotify client for Spotify. We are trying to build a player local program for now, just console programs that would allow me to play both from Spotify and from local file system. So I planned actually already to do some stuff with local audio, but we still stuck with trying to authorize the client. We authorized it to get like normal APIs, but for accessing the stuff that is specific for users, we need to do the whole OAuth thing. It's not very well documented in the library, so it kind of takes a lot of trial and error. And I hope that we finally will be done with that, but let's see how it goes. So I get also state, which I guess we don't need. And then we can kind of print the access token, I guess. I really wonder if, oh, what don't you like? Oh, it's an option. No access token received. Right. It's a bug, I guess. Yep. Let's try it again. Oh wow. So we got access token. Okay, that is beautiful. We got access and refresh tokens finally. Now, how to make it into some usable state though. So let's do this. Please authorize here, and then we need to paste your code here, right? And then we need we can ignore state. We now know that we don't actually need this stuff. So need to line. How long this thing will be? It's a string. We pass immutable reference to this. Line returns our result, of course. So now we got it here. Code is yeah, we need to use reference. Received. Now it will just finish. I wonder where we can actually use access token, right? So we get token info. Maybe we can search here and see where it uses token info. We can pass it to Spotify credentials thing. So then we get this, right? And then we can do like client secret token info. And we can, okay, let's call it like that. And then if that works, we should be able to finally see our own profile. Right? Right? Okay. Let's pray. Let's pray and let's run it. So we open this magical link. We get the code. We don't care about state. Oops. One important thing. I forgot to remove the new line, right? So if we get the token, we then need to do the code trim and does it return? Yes. So if code is already, we don't need to, we can do it like that. So let's try it again. We get the code, we take it here, we paste it. We got my profile info, so that works. So external URLs, users, yay, that sounds perfect. So now in principle I should be able to see some other stuff. So now I possibly can finally try to play something and see if it works. Also, let's probably take this token stuff and save it somewhere. So how can we build token info? First of all, where this token info stuff goes from? So it's in blocking also token info, right? Token info, and let's see what can we do with that. We can do default. We can do search refresh token. I wonder if I want to save now. I don't want to do this whole clicking on the links every time. I want to be able to just save it to the environment file as well and just take it from there. For now, I'm even fine with just writing it in like different files or something. The main thing is that we shouldn't need to authorize up again and again every time. But actually, I also really wonder, I will quickly check if my... Yeah, by the way, so here you can see that this thing is already authorized for me. But I still will need to authorize locally anyways, I think. So it doesn't really help. The only thing is that I don't need to click on the window every time to issue the scopes, to agree to the scopes. But otherwise, I still need to use the tokens. So once we get the token info, let's write it down. So token info has refresh token, scope, token type, expires at expires in. We can try to do it. I wonder if we can actually somehow serialize it, maybe with Serde or something like that. Yes, it defines serialize. So we can even avoid doing anything that will require us to manually save it. We can just depend on Serde as well. So what's the version of it that we need? Oh, dump. So version is this. Perfect. Well, so now it builds. We can take this stuff and we can then say oh yeah, we need also to select which actually kind of data format we use. We don't have any formats installed, so data formats. I guess we've used config file for the env, right? We can try to do flex buffers and restore postcard, JSON5, Avro, domo, pickle, message pack, Bincode, JSON. Or just do JSON or even Bincode, maybe. I wonder who of them has less dependencies, first of all. Okay, that looks very minimal. So we can just take Bincode. The problem, of course, we cannot like inspect it, but maybe that's not that bad. So we can take this. I guess. Can we still, oops, can we still build? Seems so, yep. And then we can just do, so when we get token info, we can do Bincode. Can we do Bincode? Okay. Actually, don't do that. So here found it finally. We can do a serialize. We can take the token info thing, and we should get a binary. Serialized token info, right? Why don't you like it? Oh, it needs reference, good. And then we should just do just do fs. So for now, I will just write it in another file. I will say .token, and contents will be serialized token info, right? So, and it returns, I'm pretty sure, result, which is good. So now we can extract, finally we can extract a function, which will be request access token. For now I have no clue what it does. So in this, so the only thing when we then use it, we create client ID, client secret, use token info here. So that's request and save user tokens. That's more descriptive. So here we then can do the whole enchilada of this. We will need to also read and type specify. Actually, can we, because we need to pass the stuff around several times, sadly. So I guess it will be better if we just create a plain struct where we do raw Spotify client credentials, and what we have is redirect, so client ID, client secret, and redirect URI. Client ID string, client secret string, redirect URI. Sorry, but string for simplicity. We can already derive clone debug. Yep. So now that thing will then return a result of raw Spotify client credentials. In this code, we can take from there, put it here, and in the end, we should return OK, 0, blah blah blah, magical struct, client ID, and secret, redirect URI. OK. Not OK. It doesn't like because those are references, of course. So, oh, it doesn't like something else. Expected struct found reference. Okay. I guess. No. Oh, I'm dumb. So, to string. Okay. So I really wonder if even no. Okay. Fine. Important thing: always write at least short documentation, even for yourself. Reads client ID secret redirect from file. that's our first thing, read env variables. Oops, I need to define it a bit up, right? I will just move this code here, so I can. So, for Spotify client credentials, this thing is called. So now, yeah, of course, now we own those. Okay. Now I will quickly check that it's still working. First of all, we need to build. Then we can run. So we get, yeah, it still works. Nice. Now we can extract more logic. So after we read the variables, we need to request and save user tokens. If we don't find the tokens file, or if we find the tokens file, we can just use it. So let's first write the first logic that we already have. So here I actually can remove this. I can just pass a reference to credentials. Because this is still that. Okay, still get the scopes. Let's make our code a bit nicer by making it a constant. So Spotify scopes, right? So we can then also maybe move it like that, make it a bit nicer. And here, then we should be able to just use it like that. What is never use? Oh, well, that code, it won't be that for very long, hopefully. So that code removed. Finally, we get the token for save it. That, of course, also will return a result, this token info. Oops. And now we can see okay. We will just verify that saved token. Okay. So now we can do this. We can for now just call request and save user tokens. passing the... Or actually we can just do the... I wonder if that works, if I can do like double assignment. Well, of course it doesn't work, but would have been credentials then, and then we can just repeat this magical exclamation here. For now at least. So of course it needs reference. Ooh, mistakes made or not. Yeah, we take the everywhere. What don't you like? Ah, shit. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's do this. We'll take credentials here and here and do a dot. Okay. Token info. Maybe credentials is a bad name. Client credentials is a better name because otherwise it's a bit weird. You would think that this is user credentials. So client credentials. Oh, well, long name, but fine, I guess. Role client credential, role client credential. Okay, in principle now we just need to... That should be sufficient now for our first flow, so let's do that. So if we go again here, we open it, we get our code. We passed it here. So we saved everything now. We should see that there is a token file, and there is a token file. We even can open it and see that it's, of course, oops, it's actually still visible what it is. So, but yeah, that's the Bincode file. Now we can just do another code that will check if the file exists. We can just read the credentials from there without asking user to go through the whole flow. And let's also write some documentation here. So that will be tests user generates and how do you call it? Asks the user to write to enter the received code. Token generation is successful. Saves the token info in a token file. Right? So now let's do existing token. So yeah, so we need to do Bincode, I guess. Deserialize. Let's token, right? Oh yeah. Well, actually, we can even do it like that. Don't need to. What don't you like? Oh God, just realize token info. Sometimes this helps. Oh, actually, I wonder because since we already this, yeah, we just need to do this thing to map the error to the box set error. So now for token info, we can do this. We can do file system. And then we do match in that. So token. Right. It will be open options, open. So not found. Error kind not found. Oops. Here I guess it wants me to do this. Right, right. And here ooh. How to actually check? I have absolutely no clue. Let's just Google it. Found error check. Because we only want to do the request and save user tokens if we get not found error. Because otherwise we can get like corrupted token file or something like that. We need to do something different. Yes, so I guess yes. So oh, too much error kind. So yeah, we need to pass reference here, and here looking font, right? Yo. So now in principle we should get token info, we should build. So now when we run it, everything should just work. Hopefully. Yo, it works. Okay, we can now get all the stuff into yet another thing. So reads saved user token saved serialized user token. So then authenticate should return right. So our main method now looks very clean and nice, and here we just need to provide a bit of additional info. Authenticates the Spotify, authenticates and returns Spotify, expects uses two files for authentication. Actually thinking about it, let's switch this. Sure, just yeah, for authentication. So one file is .env file, which should contain which we need following template. Just a little template here. So we have what we call them, RSpotify client ID, secret. Client ID and client secret. Oops. Should correspond to your Spotify application. So all these can create one Spotify developer dashboard. can set something like this file created not found. For the link and paste the code from the website. Nice. So mistake. Okay, now it looks nice. Nice. So we can now authenticate. Let's try to see how actual playback works. So everything is like non. So now it should start playing stuff. I really hope that it won't start doing it loudly. Oops. No. Ooh, I forgot one. Start playback. And yeah, of course. Then we can do so 5 seconds playback. I really wonder. I will also just try to mute my phone to see where it will actually start playback. So now let's hope that we see how this thing changes. Yes. So four. Something not found. Interesting. What didn't it find? Maybe tracks. I wonder. So I will just do it like that, so that we don't get any sounds. Maybe I just need to really activate the device. Yes, it works. Look, it's playing now, and it should, and now it stopped. So it automatically will start playback on the recently played device, which is really nice. Whoa, okay, we did it. We can now play stuff on Spotify, which is really nice. I think that's a good point for me to start committing this stuff. And then we almost at 2 hours. Took a bit longer. The library worked after a bunch of things. Thankfully, they did a bunch of really cool stuff. For example, having already implementation of serialize for Serde so that we could save credentials very easily, which is really nice. The manual was a bit confusing when we talk about authentication, which is not surprising. Authentication is pretty hard. I hope I will have some time to contribute a better tutorial for the library, how to actually authenticate the app itself, because it was a bit confusing for me. I think anybody who will use it will need to either watch this or go through the same ordeal. So if we can improve the documentation of the library, we should do that. But yeah, otherwise it works, which is really cool. I'm really looking forward to try to do more fancy stuff with you next time. For now, let's just create a new thing. I think I actually already have a repository called music box, right? Yes, I do. I will just archive that. So here, box old, rename it, and then we create a new repository. So we don't do anything of that. I think it's already initialized, right? So, one important thing, by the way, before I do that, we need to make sure that, Spotify token cache. It creates its own thing. Oh, oops. Oops. I wonder if it still works when we... Before we commit, let's test one little quick thing. I want to see if... So, will it work? Spotify, come back. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay. Okay, good. But it's interesting that we created this file. I guess maybe I executed some method while working on that. So yeah, let's add gitignore for env and token. So just so looks good. We can do int commit. Oh, forgot. So shall we do a quick cleanup as well? Let's do a very quick cleanup then. I just want to move this stuff to, okay, that we don't need. That we actually didn't need either, apparently. Okay. So I want to move this stuff into some more appropriate place. Let's also already start creating our library theme. So we now have, now I will just move all the stuff to library. Right. Now this is all not interested for the people who get this. That should be so we have like two crates here, right? One is music box and path, I think, is categorize, right? And then we have bin, this name also music box and path is, I think it works like that. Yes. That's the main problem. Can it already? Oh, it understands. Can you do that? Cannot find libres. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm done. Sure. Not found in the scope, so we need to do use music box, authenticate. We also need to make result public. So, ooh. Still works. And now let's try to give it a nice interface. So this stuff we definitely can keep in lib, right? But this stuff should go to Spotify. So we only interested in this authenticate method. This stuff also goes here. So, and here we define module Spotify. And I think use Spotify Authenticate. Will it work like that? Not sure. I think so. I think it should now re-install it. Authenticate Spotify is better name. But no. Authenticate as authenticate Spotify. So, and let's test it one more time. Yeah, actually I also prefer, so this should be in the beginning of our file. I prefer to visually separate the stuff so it's obvious. What is happening here? So we have this nice interface in the beginning, and then we have all the definitions that users shouldn't care about. So it's constants and other stuff. It doesn't really matter. Here, we can group it, I guess. So I think we have really nice interface now. We have our main, it's in one crate, binary crates that we can use. Actually, I remove this stuff now. We renamed Authenticate to be Authenticate Spotify, because Spotify, in the module Spotify, we have method Authenticate. That's the only public method right now. And public function, sorry. It has documentation. We rename it to Authenticate Spotify to make sure that in the main thing we don't even need to care about going down to the module. We export it, but with different name. I wouldn't call the function in Spotify module Authenticate Spotify, because adding the module name in the function name is kind of dumb. We already have it in the past already. But when you re-export it, it makes sense, and it gives us this nice API, right? So when we do use music box, we go to our library crate, and you can see we have this result things that we use commonly, and we have this one method for now. And then we can call all the things that are defined at the client. Normally, you would also have some kind of API defined. If you expect to change the client library, hopefully we won't need to do anything like that, so we can use this library. It seems okay-ish for our purposes right now. It can play, it can pause, it can also probably read the playlist and navigate artists. So I guess that's it for now. I will just do this little restructuring commit. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to the next stream. Hopefully we will do it next week. We will talk a bit more about plain stuff. We will continue working with this library, trying to maybe build some console interface for that. And then we will start, hopefully, to also look into the local file playback with Rodeo library. Thank you. See you.